Yes, we are live. So happy. So happy to be live, everybody. I was trying to go live for the last 8 minutes, but for some reason I couldn't. And I was a little nervous. Because Facebook's a little funny when it comes to live streaming these days. And so let me make sure that I'm going live in the right group and that it's all going. Yep, perfect. Now I know where to put the description. Hello, my loves. I have a really amazing live stream for you today. We are going to talk about the behind the scenes of our $705,000 launch. I can't wait to give you all of the details. I have the launch debrief that we did with my team, and I'm going to literally guide you through I'm going to share some of those metrics with you so that you guys see what we did in order to create this result. And I want to tell you that if you had asked me a year ago that this was going to be a thing, like that we would have $720,000 launch, $705,000 launches consecutively, I would have told you, like, I would have said no way, I couldn't believe it. But I'd be like, that seems like a lot of work. It seems really hard. It seems like far, like far, like the idea of that seems like unreachable. And what I want you to know is that it's more reachable than you imagine. And I really want to empower in this live stream all of you to really see how simple shifts in your business can quantum leap your results. So in case you don't know me, my name is Juliana Garcia, and what I do is I help coaches clarify their message so that they can attract premium clients. And in this group, I give you literally the behind the scenes of everything that I do. I share coaching pieces that are being really kind of like alive in my containers. And so make sure that you tune in for these live streams, because I just kind of tell you not just basic shit, like I really give you insider knowledge on how you can attract premium clients, the mental aspect, the emotional aspect, the energetic aspect, and of course the strategic aspect. So I'm not just one kind of person. I don't just teach you strategy. I'm super deep on strategy, but also in the mental, emotional, and energetic capacity, because that's what that's the whole shebang, right? That's how we get these amazing results. There's no way that if I didn't understand what it takes energetically to hold a 700K launch, there's no way that I would be able to create that result. And so I give you all the little bits and of secrets that you need so that you see how it all comes together. All right, so I want to know, who are you? Hello, is anyone here? I know I see people here, but hello, say what's up in the comments. And if you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay. I would love to see who's here, and I want you guys to ask me questions, because what we're going to do is we're going to do a 2-part kind of like series of this. I'm going to do today, and then I'm going to do next week, because there's no way we're going to be able to cover everything. So I want you to drop questions if you're watching the replay on things that you want to ask around launches, around your offer, around premium pricing, because that's what we're going to be talking about over this week and next. Okay. So here's what I want to tell you. I'm going to get straight to it. We're not going to beat around the bush. So what is it that I sell that helped me create this result, or what are the offers that helped me create this? So I believe in a very lean, simple business where you don't have a million courses and a membership, and also maybe one-on-one coaching, but also like 5 different courses. This is not the model that is most easeful in my experience and in the experience of my clients. So if you want to build a bunch of courses and you want to build a lot of funnels and a lot of passive income, I am not your girl. I'm not your woman. I am not your coach. And I just want to let you go so that you can go and find the people that, if that's what you want to create, go do that. What I believe in is a simplified approach when it comes to your business, where you have only a couple of offers, where you're attracting really high-level clients, and where you're not spreading yourself thin with a lot of complicated methods to be able to create the amount of revenue that you want. So give me a 1 in the comments if that speaks to you. If the simplicity and more spaciousness, where you don't have 100 clients or 25 one-on-one clients paying you $2,000 in order for you to create your $200,000 a year, right? If that's not what you want, if you want more space for yourself. If you're dedicated to over deliver for your clients, to really help them feel seen, and you're like the type of person that just over gives, right? You are perfectly made for a premium business model. A premium business model is simply, it gives you the equivalent of the energy that you put into your programs and your client care, which I know if you're the person that is meant to be in my world, you are so caring, you are so giving, you create transformational experiences for your clients. And right now you're underpricing yourself. You're overextended, you're tired because yes, you may have clients, but you're overworked. You have too many clients and they're not paying you enough. Or maybe you're working with clients that are not the right fit, so they're saying like, I can't afford it, right? So if you fall into that category, you're perfect for a premium business model, because you're a giver, you're an over deliverer. And so now we just need to match your mental capacity to see yourself as a premium coach in order for your clients to raise up to that level. The only reason why you don't have premium clients right now is because you don't see yourself as a premium coach. And that's all just here, right? That's all just here and in your body. So when we start shifting that identity, things are going to change really quickly for you. So I believe in a very simple business model, and I've always believed in that. So I'll tell you that last year we created $1.5 million in my business in revenue, and I had 3 offers at the end of the year, but really for the most part of that year, I had only 2 offers: my one-on-one coaching, and then I had my Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, which is the mastermind that I'm about to tell you that we launched again this year. Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind is a 3-month program, and we have weekly group calls. And I had that, then I had my one-on-one back then, and then at the end of the year, I launched my second mastermind, which is the Momentum Mastermind, which is exclusive for people who go through Magnetize and Monetize, who have all the principles and they're committed to mastery of the principles. Less is more, mastering a few things that really work for them versus all the tools in the box, right? So this year I decided that my one-on-one coaching was only going to be kind of invite only, or people that I feel like would be a great fit, because it's $100,000. And it was in the 6-figure range. And so really this entire launch is just based on the 2 offers that I have, which is my mastermind, Magnetize and Monetize, and Momentum Mastermind. Okay. So that's the first thing that I want you to know, so that you understand what are the offers that created these results. I'm going to get strategic. On this live stream, I'm going to get strategic. And then on the next live stream, I want to get more I want to address all the mindset and energetic questions and beliefs that might be kind of fucking with your launches, right? That might be just, maybe you do all the right things, but why isn't it creating the result that you want, right? So I want to address all of that in the next live stream next week. Today, let's talk about the pieces, okay? So first thing that helped us create the 700K launch organically, okay? So organically, I mean, I did everything with organic reach. Now, this was the first time that we did try some retargeting ads and some lead gen ads. But you know what's fascinating that I'm going to tell you? We made $705,000 in this launch. And in the previous launch, we made $720,000 revenue. Okay? Not profit. This is just revenue. And the fascinating thing is that I thought, we're going to add ads. We probably will make more money. Okay, we'll probably, increase our revenue. And it wasn't that way. Now, it doesn't mean that the ads didn't work, okay? But a lot of people are like, you say that, you don't use ads in your marketing, and that you got that you don't need ads to attract clients. And I'm like, yes. I didn't use ads to get to $2.5 million. Literally, we just started using ads in July this year, but I didn't need them to get to $2.5 million, which is our revenue up until then. And so this is just pure transparent information that I'm giving you. You don't need ads in order to create these big results. And the beautiful thing about that is that because we didn't need, in our previous launch earlier this year, we made $720,000. Because we didn't use ads, we didn't literally spend I think we spent $11,000 on ads this time around, right? So we got to keep all of that. Now, the thoughts that I have about the ads, just so you know, I'm not saying ads don't work, because that's not true. The ads brought a lot of people, that are probably going to be in my world now and that might actually convert or I might see the results of these current ads in the following launch or in the following launches that we do. And this is why I teach my clients, like if you're starting, not you're starting out, but if you're like at the 10K revenue, or maybe you're the 5K revenue, maybe 20K revenue, you don't per month, you don't need to have ads. I didn't need it. Like I literally got to 200K months without ads. Okay. So if you do ads, please hear me out. Please hear me out. Don't expect your ads to convert to money right away. You have to think long term, okay? Because otherwise, if you think, oh my God, I'm gonna put $5 in today, or I have a budget of $5,000, I expect this $5,000 to convert into 5 clients this launch, you're gonna be disappointed. You're gonna be really disappointed. I've done this before. I was a launch strategist for the biggest personal development coaches and brands 5 years ago. And I saw behind the scenes of $1 million launches, right? And all launches that also didn't work for big personalities, right? I've been in the weeds. I know the funnels. I know the world, right? I'm not like just a hater on ads because I think they're bad and I'm not good at them. Like, no, I just don't think is the most helpful way to invest your money, because most people who are like at the 5K level, 10K level, 20K level, you kind of really need that money to pay. If you invested now, you want it to pay like right away, right? And that mentality of I need my ads to pay right away, it's not going to support you. So that's why I don't recommend that you do ads unless you have an overflow of revenue that you can like, yeah, I have like I'm willing to lose all of this, or I'm willing for this to pay off in the next year, so that you don't put pressure on these ads to work. So for me, I know that I didn't put the pressure on the launch really to deliver. As after I did the numbers and I did the evaluation, I noticed, oh wait, these people just came into my world. Maybe they need a little bit more time to actually understand. Maybe some of you are watching and you're like, who is this woman, right? So I'm not going to decide ads don't work just because of that, okay? So that's the first thing. Oh, wow, I didn't even see any of these comments. Hello. Martha has a question. I see Ellen here. Okay, hey Selma, hey Kate. Okay. So I'm going to take questions at the end because I'm on a roll here. Okay, so first things first. In order to create 700K, first, I only had 2 offers, Magnetize and Monetize and Momentum Mastermind, right? One is a 3-month program, Magnetize and Monetize. Momentum is a 6-month container and is only exclusive for my Magnetize and Monetize students who have mastered their who have gone through the tools that I teach, so that we can really clean up the things that they don't really need, and really apply only the things that are important for them. Okay, so that's the first thing. We did it organically, technically, because we were mostly using just my social media, so meaning my group, my timeline on Facebook, and then my Instagram. So those are the places where we got, like, where we promoted. So yes, we did ads. But again, as I'm telling you, this is not really what created these results, and it's going to pay off probably in the future. We'll see. We shall see, right? And I know it will, but it's not something that I count as like responsible for my result right now. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now, the second thing is, how do we attract so what is my launch strategy? So I'm going to tell you my launch strategy so that you guys know. I do not sell because I believe in a really simple business model where I don't have a lot of offers, and I just make it easy for people to know who I'm, like, what they can come to me for. I only sell to the public one thing. I only sell my Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind. Okay, that's one offer. Now on the back end is I created this concept called launch stacking, because when I launch my Magnetize and Monetize, I'm also on the back end inviting my clients to come into momentum. So I created this concept called launch stacking, which to me is the most brilliant idea, because I don't like to be launching 100 things. And so there are coaches out there who, like, you know, they have masterminds and they have courses and they're always launching something, and they're like, if they're not, you know, I had clients who even did this, and yes, they're maybe making 6 figures, but then they decided to kind of launch something all the time, and so they're always kind of launching. And so I'm like, let's clean that up. So I only sell one thing, and I want you guys to understand the importance of this. When the moment that you start shifting your marketing message from like one thing to another, you basically start selling a brand new thing to your people. That's why I only have one offer. Now, sure, can you sell two? Absolutely. There's plenty of people who sell multiple offers. They do great. Now, the thing that I want you to see is that it's not about what other people are doing, is how do you want to feel, how do you want your marketing and your to feel, like your life to feel? Do you always want to be launching something? Do you always want to have to be selling something? And like, to me, I don't want that. I like rhythms and cycles, and I like to go and have my launch, right? And then have 3 launches a year. That's what we do. But I also like to take time off, a whole month off. I always look at what works for me. I don't want to be launching all the time. It's exhausting, okay, if I were to launch. I love my launches. My launches are great and amazing, right? I'm going to tell you exactly what the way we do launches. But I don't want to be in launch mode all the time. I want to be able to be, it's like the world, like the planet. You have day and then you have night. You have the seasons. You don't always want to be summertime, right? You don't always want to be in the winter. You want to have rhythms and flows. That's how it works for me, right? Some people are like, I don't care, I'll just go for it. Good for you. That just doesn't work for me, right? And so for me, it was important to have a rhythm in terms of my launch and not like have to launch momentum then again. So launch stacking is basically a concept of, you have your program, right? Maybe you have a group program, or maybe you have your one-on-one. I don't know, but ideally works with programs, right? So you have a group, and then on the back end, if you have an ascension offer, then you can invite them to that and like stack them on top of each other, meaning around the same time, so that you really are only selling one thing to the public, and your marketing becomes really easy. You're just selling one thing all year round. It's easy. It's so simple. Right? Give me a 2 in the comments if you see the simplicity of just selling one thing that brings all your time and like that brings all the people to see you as established expert that just teaches one thing, right? But then after people experience you, then they have way more information to make a $50,000 investment / $25,000 investment or $30,000 investment, which is my Momentum Mastermind. And so for me, I'm all about making things simple and efficient and just easy, right? I don't say easy, but simple, right? And so I had in the same month, we had those 2 launches, okay? And I enroll for both programs 3 times a year. So we have life-changing shifts, as Kate. Yes. Oh, all of a sudden I see all of the comments. So I used to live in a world where like you either do launches or you don't do launches, and you probably have heard people like rave about launches, or some people hate them. I used to freaking hate launches, you guys. Like, I did launches and they didn't fucking work, even though I had all this marketing knowledge from like being behind the scenes of personal development like gurus and doing their launches. And I thought, oh, if I just learn their webinar formula, if I just copy what they do, and I took their courses, I took my experience and I applied it to me, and I did the ads and I did the launch. And you guys, I had this launch in 2016 or 17, I can't remember when. My second group program, because the first one I just sold for like $500 and like 6 people, and I just basically just connections that I had. But this one, I thought, oh my God, this is going to go great, because I created a whole program. It's an 8-week program that I pre-recorded, and I worked for months, added ads, and I got 2 clients, each at $2,000. And it's amazing that I got 2 clients. But when you have invested $8,000 in ads and 8 months designing this thing, you know what I mean? It can really make you a little jaded when it comes to launches. And there's just been so many times where I'm like, I overcomplicate it, and I make it harder than when, or I'm copying other people's stuff. Oh, I literally can't. I designed what I call now, so I'm going to go into a strategy. I designed the magnetic launch formula, which is the method that I use to launch. And this magnetic launch formula is literally what has felt so good for me, because it's spacious, it's kind, and it's exciting, and it's fun. Okay? What do I mean by that? What we do, this is what felt, I started looking at what people respond to on social media, right? What the algorithm does, what the algorithm favors. I started looking at, what do I enjoy? I started looking at, what do I not enjoy? And here's what I found. I don't really love 7-day open cards. I don't really love being like it's just so stressful. Like, I don't know, maybe you guys like it. Maybe some people love it. I hate 7-day cart open, like 3 emails a day. You got to push, you have 7 days. And it feels like so much pressure. Like, give me a 3 in the comments if you feel like the thought of like sending 3 emails a day and like pressure, like it feels like a lot of like getting all your sales in 7 days. It feels like it just never worked for my nervous system, right? It just didn't feel good. My ideal launch plan was, I would love to have spaciousness to be able to sleep, do my life, coach my clients, and be able to enroll people in my program and just give myself spaciousness. And I decided to do an open cart of 4 weeks, okay? There you go. Kate Martha, right? Yes. It's like the pressure is not delicious. And I just love doing things that feel delicious. And so I started understanding what works in terms of social media engagement, understanding like what is Facebook trying to do? Facebook's trying to get us to talk, to engage. And so I created this strategy based on increasing the engagement for your posts. And so I included that element. I wanted to have fun and I wanted to throw a party. I didn't want to do like a webinar. Like, webinars also feel like a lot of pressure, right? At the time, I was like, I could do a webinar, but I was like, it's not enjoyable. It feels like I need to get every line right in 90 minutes. It just felt like I would have to test it many times, because you have to test your webinars many, many times until you get the one that really converts. I'm unavailable for that. I wanted to have a party. So I decided to throw a 5-day challenge. Right? That feels good. Like, I can make a mistake, but the next day is going to be great. So I do a 5-day challenge. And then after that, I have 4 weeks of open cart, right? And then all that means is I just post one thing a day. You guys, for me, that I've implemented the magnetic launch formula since 2019, since the first time that I launched the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind. And every single time I sell out, every single time people enroll, every single time we hit our numbers. And my clients, when they implemented, they adjusted, they shifted. This is the same process that has helped my clients create their first 200K launch, their first 50K launch. Like, they apply, they shifted, they make it theirs, right? Because I'm not asking you to copy paste a formula, but it just take a concept that already works and make it yours. Kate's here. And Kate applied it, and literally she's never done a launch before. She had never done it. And she literally had the most successful launch she's had so far for her ever group program. And so I did that. So in terms of strategy, what we do, just so that you understand what created these results, is we just use the magnetic launch formula to create like buzz around the program, to create like just this like desire and like energy, right, around it. And so of course there's more around it, but I'm not going to go into the details. If you want to have amazing launches, come and join Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, because I teach you how to launch in the 3 months that we're together. I literally hold your hand in the sense that we literally rewrite your copy. Let me be clear about holding your hand. What I mean by that is, you get the process for, first of all, we clarify your message and make sure that you're speaking to an elevated version of your client. And then you go through the magnetic launch formula. We give you the templates, we give you everything so that you can write your copy in a way that feels really authentic to you. And then my copywriter is there, literally giving you revisions every day so that you feel really good about the copy that's going out for your launch. Like, there is so much value in that. Like, Magnetize and Monetize is $11,000, and like, you just need a couple of clients to cover that, right? It's so easy. And every single person that applies it is just like, oh my God, I have a rhythm, I have a process that works. And so if you want to do, like, if you just want your launches to be stress-free, literally join the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, and I'll drop the application at some point. I don't know where it is. But anyway, so that is the strategy that really helped me just forget about launch like drama. And it's been super helpful. So we do 3 of these a year. So now let's talk about numbers. It's actually very simple, and I'm going to run you through the profitability because I want all of you to know what is possible. So So what we had is 39 clients and joining the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, which is $415,000. And then in momentum, it was 140, wait, sorry. Is this September? Yeah. Cash collected. Oh yeah. And so then for momentum was 200, basically $70,000, $270,000. And so basically total revenue of both programs, $440,000 plus, wait, $684,000 in contracts signed. And wait, there's another, oh, 100K. Okay, so I missed the VIP people. Sorry. So the regular, okay, so because, okay. So there's Magnetize and Monetize, and then there's Momentum. And then Momentum has two levels. It has the regular tier, which is 25K, and then the VIP tier, which is VIP. And so there was $100,000 that I'm like, wait, where are we? And so essentially we had 300 and revenue during the launch period, right? Total revenue from our programs. I guess my team didn't break it up. Oh, here we go. So we had 39 people. It's just like I'm looking at what my team wrote, and I think it's not clear. So we had 39 people, and that's for Magnetize and Monetize. And then for Momentum, we had I think like 12 people. Let me just see if they broke it down. I don't know, because they're just counting like per month cash collected. So the total of those two programs, that launch stack, and at those price points, was $705,000. And then of that, the most important part that I want to give you is the profitability, so that you guys understand what we actually spend money on. Okay, so we spent $11,000 in ads. Let me just look for that part so that you guys understand that a little. Okay, here we go. So profit was $674,000 a lap. That's what I'm going to tell you, because I don't know if you guys care about the details. But we had a $705K on revenue, and then profit was $674,000. And so I'm going to tell you what we spent money on. We $500 on a sales page upgrade. We spent about $11,000 in ads. We spent about $12,000 in copywriting, and we spent some $2,000 on like creating video testimonials and like video edits. And then $800 here and there. We had like $800 for Ellie, who is the customer success specialist, who basically has a call with you if you have questions about the mastermind. And I gave her some commission, right? So one person took that call. So that's what we spend money on, right? Like, you guys, if you don't know much about launches, it's pretty unheard of that you have launches that are this big with that much profitability. Like, it's unheard of that people can have that level of result. And I just want you to know that maybe where you're sitting here today, right now, you're thinking there's no way. There's no way I could do that. Or like, oh my God, it feels so far. It feels so difficult. It feels so like out of reach. But I just want you to know that I was literally in your shoes thinking the same thing just a few years ago. And all I did was I just simplified what I did. I didn't add funnels. I didn't add ads. I didn't add a million tripwires. I used to do that, and it never worked for me. I just got more work on my plate. It was just more complicated. All I did was I looked at the offers that I knew would support my clients at the deepest level. And then I coached myself on my thoughts about my clients, because I'm going to tell you something. Another ridiculously amazing thing is that I don't do sales calls. Like, I don't do sales calls. So most people don't have a huge profitability because they do sales calls and they have to pay a team to like do sales, right? They have to pay a baseline and then commission. And I don't do sales calls. I invite clients to join the program literally just by applying through a sales page. Like, that's unheard of, right? Like, it's a 5-figure offer. And I want to tell you how I do that. And this is going to be part of what we're going to talk about next week, because I want to actually give you my thoughts my coaching. And next week I want to teach you about how I coach myself in what happened, because it wasn't just like all these people like applied and then we just had a launch. We literally 4 days before the launch ended, we had like 10 spots left. Maybe 2 days before, it was 10 spots left. No, it was like 4 days before the launch ended, we had 10 spots left. And I had to coach myself so hard. Not so hard, so deeply, so that I could create the result of having people being enrolled. And that is the part that I'm more interested in teaching you. All this stuff, I just want you to know, full transparency, the numbers, so that you see, like, I think people inflate their numbers, they inflate the truth. And what's most important is that oh my God, it's possible to be able to do things in a simple way. It doesn't have to be that hard, okay? Martha says, that's incredible low spending in Facebook ads for your return. Yeah, but Martha, I don't think that I put $10,000 in and got $700,000 out, because really, as I said before, this was an organic launch. The ads that we'd spend were like lead generation, but like they're not gonna be paying off essentially until the next launch. Like I don't attribute the success of this launch to the ads at all. I think they just brought more audience, but for the next round, it just grew my audience. So I don't really think that this is like dollar in to dollar out kind of situation, because people that enrolled were already acquainted with me. Make sense? And then Elizabeth said, it's worth every single solitary cent. Yes, I love you so much. Elizabeth is currently in the Magnetize Monetize Mastermind, and she's amazing. Okay, so where was I? I was telling you the numbers. Okay, so let me tell you some of the things that we're going to continue doing and some of the things we're not going to continue doing, because I think that's really important. Next week, we're going to talk about all the thoughts and the mindset, because that is so essential. Some of the things that I am going to continue doing is I'm going to continue to do ads, but simply because I want to keep growing, like a little bit, bringing new people for not this challenge, but maybe the next, right? Like I don't expect my ads currently to cover my launch right now, right? Like I really believe in organic reach, and organic is the thing that I attribute all of my results, right? So I am going to continue to do ads because I'm thinking of the long-term picture, not the short-term picture. I don't, unless you have an overflow of budget, I don't think you need ads. Now, the second thing that we're going to continue doing is making sure that we're only sticking to one offer and not convolute our marketing with more offers or more things or more bonuses, right? Oh, I was telling you about sales calls. So how did I get to have no sales? Because we are going to continue not doing sales calls, because you guys, I realized that the thoughts that I had back then about my clients were not helpful. And I want to coach all of you on this, and I want to give you this download. Even if you've heard me say this before, don't overhear it. Don't be like, I've heard this before. What are you thinking about your clients right now as it relates to them paying you, buying from you, or even existing? What are your thoughts about them? What are your thoughts about them being capable of making a decision for themselves? To me, what was difficult was to believe that me removing sales calls from the picture was going to be successful, because I would get on the phone with somebody and they would 100% convert to be a client, right? They would be like, yeah. So my belief was my energy is what creates that result. My energy and my presence is what creates that. Why would I remove something that works? If I have 100% conversion rate on my sales calls, why would I remove that? But why is because, again, spaciousness. I was literally talking to so many people on the phone. Everybody wants the mastermind. Everybody wants to join, which is a great thing. But then I kind of graduated to a new level where I needed to take care of myself and understand that, I thought this to myself. If I'm so good at marketing, then why wouldn't my marketing do all the selling for me? Right? If I teach literally this, then why I know that my copy can sell and can sell this program for me. And so I really took a big spoonful of my own medicine. And I recognized, okay, what do I teach my clients? I teach them excellent copy, right? We literally work on their copy, but I also teach them about how do they think about their clients. And I had to coach myself on all those thoughts. And my thought was they need my presence and they need me to make a decision. When we think their clients need us to make a decision, when you're at the level where you're fully booked with so many sales calls, it's not helpful, because I literally realized that I was seeing my clients in a disempowered light. And you guys don't deserve that. You deserve to be seen as you are, a powerful decision maker who knows what they want. A powerful decision maker who can absolutely trust themselves. A powerful decision maker that knows that they're going to get what they came for. That who is relaxed, who is committed, who's a little nervous, but who knows that this is the place to be. And that is the client that I knew that was right for this program. And so I really went deep on all the thoughts I had about my clients, and I want to invite you to do the same, because that is going to support you if you are doing sales calls, right? Which I love sales calls. Please don't stop doing sales calls until you have until you have an overflow, because you learn so much. It's such a beautiful space to connect and to learn. So what are the thoughts you have about your clients before they get on the phone with you, when you read their application, when they message you? Are you starting to think, oh, they don't have the money. Oh, I don't think they're going to buy. Oh, I just don't know if they're going to be able to afford it. Oh, I don't think that they're the right person. Are these the prominent thoughts you have? And it's okay, we all have those, right? But what about other thoughts? Where else are you not seeing your clients in the greatest light? What would it take for you to see them in the most powerful light possible? Because that is what's creating your results in your sales, guaranteed. And this is the thing that a lot of people don't tell you and don't teach, okay? Martha says, I see what you're saying. Yes. So, no sales calls. We're going to continue doing that. And I'm going to tell you more next week around the thoughts about your clients, the thoughts about your launch, the thoughts about your results. And like, as you sell, all of the emotional roller coaster that you might experience, we're going to stabilize that next week. Okay. And things that I'm not going to do. And honestly, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing because it's working. Like, I'm just gonna keep on doing. I think that we're just literally preparing for our launch right now, and we're gonna continue doing the same thing because our launch method really works. It feels really good. We have a whole team that now is behind me to support me, and it feels really, really delicious. And so why change something that is working, right? That's another thing. Do more of what works. If you're doing something that works, keep doing it. So that's what we're gonna continue doing. All right, so that's what I have. I think there was a question. Martha had a question. I'm going to answer. She goes, I have a question about committing. When you have a million ideas, how do you even begin to decide on one niche and one offer? I love to pick one, but I just haven't felt this big aha moment that I found my thing. I remember when I thought that I needed a big aha moment, Martha, and I love that you asked this question. But here's what I want to tell you. I was waiting for this aha. But the aha doesn't quite happen in this moment of like clarity and crystallization of your vision, like where God touches your heart and all of a sudden, you know. Honestly, yes, I had maybe a little bit of that moment, but I thought that I was meant to be a relationship coach. So I was doing marketing forever, and then I got burned out, and I was like, I don't want to do marketing anymore. Okay. This is back in 2016. And so I was like, I want to change I don't know. This doesn't feel in alignment. I'm burned out. And I was like, maybe I'm a life coach. Am I a life coach? Am I a marketing coach? Am I a success? Am I a communication coach? Am I a relationship coach? And I was so close to deciding that I was in niche drama for like 2 years. And I was so close to deciding that my niche was relationship coaching. And then I went to an event one day and I was talking to somebody and I was in two minds about what I wanted to offer. And I shared this new marketing approach, which is all about being yourself, which is what I used like back in the day where I started with, and back in like 2017 what I started with. And the other option was relationship coaching. And just by chance, this person was like, I would literally buy the marketing part right now, and I love that approach. And I'm like, oh, okay, I love this approach too. I don't like what I was doing before. I'm gonna give this a go. And I'm really going to go all in. And I'm so glad I did, right? I'm so glad that I just kept on listening to like the yeses, right? It was like a combination of me saying yes to the idea and then having people say yes to the idea too, right? Because you want something that's in alignment with you, but you also want something that people actually would pay for and would find valuable, right? And so you want to find a problem in the marketplace that people are like really excited about or find really valuable. It's a combination. And it also has to be in alignment with what you offer, right? What you're good at. And I just want to invite you to know that give yourself at least 6 months to go all in on the niche idea that you feel most inclined with, even just like 1%. Go 110% going into that idea. Give it your all, speak to people, getting and focus on really actually profitability. Like, am I actually making sales? Am I actually going all in and speaking about the value of the program, or am I just thinking about it, right? Going all in is not just thinking about it, it's actually going to sell it. So you can always change your mind if you really want to, but give yourself like an actual fair amount of time to be able to get results with the niche and get clients and deliver for the clients, and then decide, do I actually want to do this? But just know, give yourself a year per niche. See, just start with one, right? Start with one. Be in conversations with people that like see what people say. Like, you just don't know the serendipity that might be offered to you if you just start by asking, like thinking about people. Ultimately, you make the decision. Like, you can be in like second guessing, but like, here's what I knew at the beginning. Like, when I made the decision, here's what I want to offer to you. If you knew you could make $1 million with any of those options, which one would you go for? And make the decision from that place. Because I knew that I could make $1 million with marketing or relationship coaching, but I knew in my heart that I wanted to be the best marketing and mindset coach in the world. And so I made that decision from that place. I never really saw myself as a relationship coach. I was just choosing relationship coaching because I felt easier. It felt like less kind of like stakes. It felt like more, it just felt like I don't know. It felt like an easier way for some reason. But I knew my heart wanted to be the best marketing coach, my marketing mindset coach, and here I am. And so I really want you to remember that you make the decision ultimately, but just give yourself plenty of time just to test each one of the options out. All right, loves. Let's see. Selma, I really want to hear your training, but got no funds right now. I'm barely surviving from the few clients I have. I can't attract premium clients yet. I feel stuck. Have you ever been in a situation where you wanted to invest in something so bad, but seems so there's no way to make it happen? Yeah, I have. I've made it happen, right? I've just always made it happen. I remember back in 2018, I literally was in this position in the 2 minds about relationship coaching and marketing, and I was not making money. I think it was 2017, and I was not really making money. I think I was like making like $3,000 a month, but like my expenses were literally that. So I was not saving money, right? So I couldn't imagine investing. And I remember there was this offer that I went to an event, and I was like, oh my God, I really want to invest in this offer. This is what I need. I want this. And I made it happen. Like, I literally, so what happened for me was they had a funding option, and I had to, it was like you had to get essentially like business credit cards. And I'm so glad that funding option existed, because I was able to access the training and access the coaching, and that got me started. And I learned a lot about that. Like, in the program, I learned a lot, and I learned a lot of things that I didn't want to do. And so it really set me into the course of what I actually wanted to do instead. And I'm so glad that I did it. So I just kept finding ways to make the thing happen for what I actually wanted. I don't recommend that we do things like Band-Aid things, right? Because that actually ends up being more expensive if you like buy $500 courses that you didn't really want instead of, right, the one you wanted, which was whatever, right? And so I really recommend that it's so important to notice your thoughts about, there's a lot of coaching that I can give you here, but the first thing is, can you trust yourself to know that you're not alone, that you're not actually stuck, you're always moving forward, that you're very capable, right? That you are worthy of receiving premium clients. Like, they're available, right? You just haven't got the skills yet to be able to attract them. That's okay. right? And can you trust that if what you want is in your heart and that's what you desire, that is the way forward, right? This is all about trusting yourself because you know what you want. If you want to join my program, if you want to attract premium clients, if that's what speaks to you, not everyone feels aligned with that. So the fact that you're here and you're like, I want this, your heart knows what you want. So now it's just creating the opportunities for you to be able to follow. Like, it's God's voice in your heart. If that's the desire that you have in your heart, this is the path forward. And it's about you trusting yourself that you're making a decision that you can have your back on no matter what. Okay. All right. Let's see. And how do you overcome that? Please, I'm ready to do the work. I don't know what you're asking, but here's what I want to tell you. That next week we're going to be doing a whole training. We've been here for almost an hour. So want to make sure that we break this up because this week I gave you the strategic steps. Next week I'm going to give you the mindset. What created this amazing result? Because trust me, it wasn't just strategy. It's all you can copy paste the same plan that I have and that I teach my clients, but you may not get the same results. And I want to teach you the thoughts, the feelings, and the self-coaching in all the capacities, emotional, energetic, and mental that I always lean on in order to create amazing, mind-blowing, miraculous results. And so make sure that you come back next week for that piece of the training, specifically on launches, so that you see the coaching that goes behind the scenes to create these results. Selma, I'm so happy that was helpful. Yes, trust yourself. Really, this is all about self-trust. Okay. All right, my loves. So good to see you. I will see you next week with all the mindset. Oh my God, it's going to be so good. I'll share everything that I have. See you next week. Have an amazing night. Bye.